to Lifestyle Expose. Is your girl Laura. Well, last week I brought you an exclusive interview of an upcoming musician named Che, who is trying to break into the music industry. Well, pardon me, I was supposed to bring up his press conference, which took place like 4 hours before the exclusive interview. And today, or this week rather, we're going to give it to you live and direct. Sit down, relax, and enjoy, and get to know more about the upcoming musician, his social media platform, his background, and of course, what he intends doing in the Nigerian music.
Music chose me. I don't know no other way to put it. It's what I like doing. It's my form of expression. Everybody has the form through which he expresses himself, through which he goes after his goals, whatever the goals may be it community development, be it self-actualization, whatever, And music is my own form. So that's just it. Sometime in June, I wanted to do just one track for my father who had just died and been buried. And I entered the studio, and the track went well, and I held on to the musicians, and I did a second one, a third one, a fourth one. And I just kept on recording the songs one after the other. The fire was coming from inside, because I'd been out of the studio for maybe 6 or 7 years, and I've not been on stage with a band for about the same length of time. So that's how, and I decided to keep it analog because that's who I am. So I got some musicians, my guitarist who I've been with for many years. I got a violinist, a bassist, a drummer, a keyboardist. I went to the studio, I taught them my songs, and then we recorded them. And it brought me a lot of fulfillment, a lot of pleasure. And the response has been great. It just kept on encouraging me. The more I recorded, the more people responded to it. It encouraged me, and I just felt that, yes, this is the way in which this is the direction I want to take music. For me, for the Nigerian scene, it might be an alternative music, which will be sad, but that's how some people might consider it, because right now there's a certain form of music that is really moving our blood, and it's very beautiful. But the entirety of the creativity that is within us, the spectrum is so broad, and I explore other parts of the spectrum in the kind of music that I play. Yeah, so that's it. Speaking a little about my album, but when it drops and when people will hear it, then they understand what I'm talking about. Okay, I don't know what is commercial and what's not commercial, because what other people buy is not what I buy. So I spend my money on something else. So I make other kind of people rich. That's kind of music that I like. And the music I play is the music I play, the music that I always play. I will not deviate from it. There are people, and we have lots of examples. Look at the pictures on the wall here. We have lots of examples in Nigeria that tell us that you just stick to your own music and you follow it. And I'm just basically also like that. I don't know what is commercial or what is not commercial music. I know that I enjoy my music, and people that like it, they love it. So that's it. No, I'm not worried about it at all, because I have a lot of faith in people's capacity to judge what has value. The initial response that I've got thrills me a lot, and there's an ear, there's a space for a different kind of music. There's some radio stations that also play that kind of music, and just the response that I get already just warms my heart. So I'm not. What was the word you used? Worried. No, I'm not worried. I'm not worried at all. Nigerian music scene is very vibrant. It's very energetic. It's very vibrant, energetic. However, when we speak of Nigerian music scene today, usually we are talking about Niger hip hop. I draw my example from. Let's just go across the big pond and look at the United States. What's American music? Is it country? Is it rock? Is it R&B? Is it rap? Is it whatever? They claim all those forms of music and say it's theirs. This is something that we should also inculcate. There are different forms of Nigerian music, and it's all ours. Once it comes out of a Nigerian authentically, it is Nigerian music, and we should claim it, So it's a very vibrant music, and I see the trend towards diversification. More and more people coming and saying, look, my music sounds different from this. I'm going to have the courage to make it just like that and bring it out. And willy-nilly, there's someone out there that just likes that kind of music. Everybody expresses his creativity, his inner happiness in a different kind of way. There's some people that they are very good at making covers and making remixes. It brings them joy, and they bring out beauty from out of the music. One of my all-time favorite bands is UB40. And there are many songs people never knew about, but when you recorded those songs and changed them, they became hits. So those who like making covers and remixes and make them well, I appreciate what they do and I like it. Those who, like myself, I can never do a cover or a remix, or let's just say very rarely do things like that. I like to create my own form of music. I also like what comes out of them. My only thing is to be true to myself, and just have that courage to just take that risk that nobody might like this thing, but let me just do it. Well, you know that the path of a person's progress is something that nobody can determine. Whichever door opens for you in life, you just go through it as long as you're happy. I don't know who will like or who will not like my music, the demographics, and it does not really matter. However, there's something I want to say. We sometimes have the feeling that if something is different and new, that it's not Nigerian, it's not African. But that's not true. I've made classical music, and I made it when I was living in Ota, when I was living in Surulere. I'd never gone abroad in my life, and I was there composing classical music, So there are things that come out of us that sound radically different from the mainstream of what we hear, but it is still ours, and we should still claim it, That is, for me, a very essential point. Example I use using Barack Obama. He said when he was growing up reading books, they tell him, you're acting white because he's reading a book. So they've compartmentalized and apportioned reading of books to another set of people. And we do that thing also. Someone makes a kind of music, like you mentioned Asha, and you say maybe that music is so completely Nigerian. We have to claim it. It's also a certain kind of Nigerian music. And there are many people that play that kind of music. So I see from the response I get that Nigerians like the music. If some people who are not Nigerian also like the music, then I'm happy, because a musician in the end wants to just do with that very same topic of jumping out of what has been holding us back as a people and jumping into the future and having the courage to know that we can do it. I think music has an essential role to play in that, and I find it sad, I will not lie, if I listen to maybe 20 songs on the radio and 19 of them are just talking about, maybe move your bum and stuff like that. It's nice, but I think a whole vehicle for going somewhere important is sometimes being used to just play around in the park.